Hello guys, I'm Yuganlu Taishaya, a student of Block Use Labs, cohort 2 Web 2. I'm here to give a little explanation about JavaScript as a beginner. First of all, we started at looking at what JavaScript is, which I wrote an article about that. This is the article. I said JavaScript is a text-based programming language used both on the client side and the server side, which allows you to make web pages interactive. Where HTML and CSS are languages that give structure and style to web pages, JavaScript gives web pages interactive elements that engage a user. JavaScript is a technical programming language. When we say something is technical, it shows like something special. We also take a look at, we say the part of the browser that executes the JavaScript is the JavaScript engine, in which the engine is called the V8 engine. The part of the browser that executes the JavaScript is the JavaScript engine. The first JavaScript engine was created by Brendan Eich in 1995 for the Netscape Navigator web browser. It was a rudimentary interpreter for the nascent language Eich invented. So here it shows that JavaScript is a programming language, a technical programming language. So from there, we also take a look at, we say a line of code in JavaScript is called statement. That statement is a semicolon. That is to say, in JavaScript, if you want to start a statement, your statement must start with a semicolon. Your statement must be in a semicolon. JavaScript have 7 types of data. We say it can manipulate 7 types of data. The 7 types of data, the computer see them as 0 and 1. The only language the computer understands is 0 and 1. So here, the 7 types of data, the computer see it as 0 and 1. These 7 datas includes one, number, in which we know numbers are numericals. The second one is string. What is a string? A string is anything that is inside a double quotation or single quotation. That is to say, anything that is inside a quotation, either the double quotation or single quotation, it shows that that thing is a string. But if that thing is is without a quotation, it shows it's just a number. The third data type is a boolean, in which a boolean means anything true or false. For example, let's say a question is asked, are you married? The answer should be yes or no. That is maybe true or false. That is boolean. Anything true or false. The fourth data type is a null, in which null means nothing, intentional nothing. It means something empty, it's just nothing. The fifth data type is undefined. When we say something is undefined, it means something unintentional. Should I say unintentional nothing? It can be empty, but later be useful. It is momentarily. It's something that maybe let's say you're not yet done with something like a project, you can leave it a particular space empty, and then later on come and fix it, in which it is momentarily. It is empty at the particular time, but can later be fixed. That is undefined. Null and undefined are kind of similar, but null is something empty. It cannot later be changed, but undefined is something that can be changed. That's just the difference. The sixth data type we looked at is object. in which we say objects include two. Objects are into two. One, we say object literal, and two, the arrays. And then the last data type is the symbol. JavaScript is a nice course in which we first looked at the basics, in which as a programmer or a learner or a student that want to succeed, it is good to always know um, the basics of a course before going to the theory part. So also, we also get to look at, we say there is something in JavaScript called variables. The variables are containers for storing data. We also see that in JavaScript there are some keywords in which are used. They are reserved for something else, in which we have three keywords to create a variable, which include one, we have var, in which the var was used before, in which the current era we are now, we currently use the let. This is an example. This is an example. Let. This was a classwork given to us by our mentor at Blockfuse Labs to test and see whether maybe we're following in class. This is it. So apart from that, we also get to look at naming conventions in JavaScript, in which one of we have like different we have like four naming conventions in JavaScript. One, we have the Pascal casing. Second, the kebab casing. Third, we have snake casing. Fourth, we have the camel casing. The naming convention in JavaScript help readers to understand the write-ups they are doing. It made write-ups clear for better understanding. So apart from that, we also get to look at the forms of data type, in which we say we have two forms of data type. Which one, we have the primitive data type, and second, we have the non-primitive data type. The primitive data type include number, string, null, undefined, while the non-primitive include the data. It includes objects, and symbol. So we also looked at we say we have when talking about JavaScript, we made mention of the part of the browser that executes the JavaScript, in which we say the name of that, the part of that browser that executes the JavaScript is the JavaScript engine, in which we say the name of the engine is V8. In which we also say different browsers also have JavaScript engine. That is to say, there are many JavaScript engine for different browsers. In which I also wrote an article about that. This is the article. We say each major web browser has its own JavaScript engine that interprets and executes JavaScript code. Here are the primary JavaScript engines used by major browsers. One, Google Chrome and Microsoft Edge V8. Developed by Google, V8 is an open source JavaScript engine written by C++. It is also used in Node.js. The second one, we have Mozilla Firefox, called the SpiderMonkey, developed by Mozilla. SpiderMonkey was the first JavaScript engine ever created, used in Firefox and various Mozilla projects. The third one, we have the Apple Safari JavaScript core in bracket Nitro. Developed by Apple, JavaScript core is the engine used in Safari, also known as Nitro, for its optimist just-in-time compilation. compilation. The fourth one is Microsoft Internet Explorer in bracket legacy and older H, the Chakra. Internet Explorer used the Chakra engine. Microsoft Edge, before switching to Chromium, also had its own version of Chakra, in which the fifth one is Opera V8. Opera now uses the Chromium engine, meaning it is also runs on V8. In conclusion, I said the part of the browser that executes the JavaScript is the JavaScript engine. The engine is called the V8 engine. The part of the browser that executes the JavaScript is JavaScript engine. The first JavaScript engine was created by Brendan Eich in 1995, as said earlier, for the Netscape Navigator web browser. It was a rudimentary interpreter for the nascent language Eich invented. So, as a student learning, it is good to always make research. Apart from what your mentors teach, maybe in class, it is good to go after what you have been taught to know more about things. So, with this little knowledge I shared, this is my first time into JavaScript, and I will say it's moving great. I'm learning a lot, in which, as you can see, it's moving smooth. It's good to always understand basics of a course before going to the theory part. So you can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Telegram for more videos like this. Thank you for your wonderful time.